First board I'm going to talk about is my step-up board, and that is a 6'4" Libtech Doughboy shredder, and this thing means business. This is a straight-up hog, 195 cms of straight power. I'm talking 7.3 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel. This thing, it lives in the back of my truck, and when the conditions are completely shit, you're not feeling too motivated to go board, I grab this thing out, and every time just puts a big old smile on my face. The thing's huge. Like, you can ride anything. Like, mogul fields, mellow. It's like a Cadillac. And in all honesty, I dream of taking this thing up to Alaska one day and just laying out some toe sides. But till then, it's my go-to whatever snow condition cruiser make me happy board. Such a beast. It's got to be like twice as tall as me too. All right, let's kick things off with my go-to. This is the Libtech Dynamo, and I ride the 153, and they just introduced this board last year into the line, and honestly, it's my daily driver. It handles everything. I ride one size, one board pretty much all year, because I know it can handle like the daily conditions of Mount Baker. It can handle Alaska. Cruising Baker, like, conditions are quite often pretty variable. You get POW in the morning, you can get slush in the afternoon, it can rain, it can snow, it can be icy. So I need a board that literally can just handle anything. And I love it. I'm comfortable on it. It's got a good side cut. It's directional. It's got a nice floaty nose on it, but even with all those things, it's still fun to cruise the Whistler Park. It's my go-to board for backcountry jumping. It's the board I was going to take to Alaska. It's what I ride big mountain lines on. It's an all-around, it's an ATV. That's what you call this thing. Libtech Dynamo. It's a good one. Here we got a new board that I'm very excited about. It's got a special little place in my heart because it's the first board that I've ever had my name on. And growing up as a snowboarder and pursuing snowboarding as a passion and a career, it's kind of like the ultimate goal is to get your name on a snowboard. And it was awesome working with Lib on doing a graphic for the Skate Banana. And we chose the Skate Banana because for me, when I first got on Lib, the first board I got was a Skate Banana. I was just drawn to it. It's such a friendly board. I ride it a lot in the early season and in the spring. I love riding park on this thing, but I also really enjoy just cruising side hits. I like riding POW. Had some really good days at Baldface early season on this board. And I think it's just a solid all-around relatable snowboard. Like, anyone's gonna have a good time riding this thing. So when I got to do the graphic for this year's Skate Banana, it was the perfect opportunity to use my photography. I've been pretty passionate about photography my whole life, but usually my photos just kind of sit on a hard drive or not much ever gets used of them. So it was cool to kind of make a collage of photos. And I just put a few of my favorite things on there. One of them is my truck and my camper. A photo from this forest in the Basque country with all these crazy eyes. And then It's covered up by the bindings right now, but I have a photo from Hawaii of a dude kneeboarding a sick left-hander, and a photo up here from a skate trip to Barcelona. So it kind of has all the things that I like mixed into one collage. Skate banana. Here we have a 154 Lib Lost Quiver Killer. It's a new board in the line, and it's awesome. It's a good mixture of like quiver board, but versatile as well. I first got to ride it in Australia this past summer at the Bowley Down Under, and this thing rips. It's camber. It's a little on the stiffer side, which is great for kind of charging. You can also size down a bit in it because it's a bit wider waist width. But I had a blast riding the Holy Bowley on it. Like, never had to worry about heel or toe drag. Could just rail in to some turns. I rode it a bit this winter cruising Baker, and it goes. Likes to go fast. Oh yeah, here we go. Split board. Ultimate fun machine. This is the Lib Split Bird, and I actually sized down in this board. I ride the 151. My daily board's usually a 53 or 54, but since this board is directional, it's camber, it's got a nice floaty nose on it, and it has a bit wider waist width. I like to size down because when split boarding and putting in the skin track and breaking trail, I really like maneuverability. You know, I like to try and keep it light. Which is also cool because this board is super light. A lot of good days on this thing this year. We took it to Japan and summited Mount Yote and Mount Rishiri, which was pretty epic to score sunshine in such a small window. But yeah, it's awesome. Great graphic, black. Great for the stickers, you know? And what more do you need? Got a nice colorful base. Let the method pop, you know? All right, here we have one of my favorite boards of all time. MC Wayfinder. This is a third generation MC Wayfinder, new for this year. He changed it up a bit. It's a 155 this year. It's a little bit narrower, which is awesome. And this board, honestly, this board's sick. This is like, if you were to draw a cartoon snowboard, I feel like this is what it would look like, especially the earlier ones with the big drawn out noses and like super deep side cut. But this is just my go-to deep day powder board. When it's deep and we're in the middle of a storm cycle, this is the board I'm going to ride. It's also my go-to bald face board and Japan board. So anytime I'm riding PAL, I'm riding this thing. Oh yeah. First year Dynamo. Literally rode this snowboard 4 years straight and filmed all of Rooster Tail on this thing. It's a great board. Special place in my heart. Here we go. This is a fun one. This is the Jamie Lynn short wide, and it is just that. Super short, super wide. I don't ride this board too often. So I brought this board on a trip to Japan a few years ago, and we had a couple really deep days and literally just kind of spun around in circles and jibbed powder on it for a day. Had a blast. Yeah, Jamie shreds this thing. Here we got a Asmo. And if you don't know what an Asmo is, it is basically a surfboard for powder. They're made by Wolfgang Nevet, also known as Vole, and he makes them out of his factory in Austria. Years ago, I was filming for Absinthe, and we were on a trip in Revelstoke, and I got to try his, and I was instantly hooked. So he hooked me up with this one, which is a little, I think it's a 144. And this thing lives on my snowmobile all winter long. Every chance I can get, I'm taking laps on it. Every time I go to Baldface, I'm bringing this thing. And it's fun to like try and ride things you would ride on your snowboard on it and just try and hold it together. It gets pretty wild sometimes. Still got the Baldface tag on here. Can't wait to go back. And yeah, for me, this is like the ultimate pow surfing vessel. What do we got over here? Oh, the snow skate. You gotta have a snow skate. This thing I picked up out of the hut years ago when I was visiting the factory. Got some rocker trucks on there. Custom crab grab grip job, because I have no idea where you buy grip tape for a snow skate, and crab grabs are way cooler. So got a little custom grip job going, and this thing is sick. This is like the spring machine. I honestly only ride it when it's really slushy and it's kind of like that sticky snow that's slow, and when you're snowboarding you don't really move. But it's fun to like ride mogul fields and like trying to ollie and like do little things. Riding it the Holy Bowly is like the ultimate next level, because essentially you're just getting to skate the best skate park in the world on snow, on a snow skate, and try and kickflip. Pretty sick. This is a little Jamie Lynn board. I've honestly only rode it once. It didn't turn. It's super soft, but I love the Perillo graphic. I think it's so sick. Little heart face. It's also small. Like, if I was to ride this board, it'd be on a jib trip, but it's a good one to keep around. Skate Banana. This is the first board that Libtech gave me when I got on the team, and it's a 156 Skate Banana, and this board changed my life. This thing is so sick. The first time I rode it, I was actually filming at Alpentau in a mogul field, and it was like one of the most memorable days filming. It was like a new beginning. Like, had just gotten on Lib. I was super drawn to the Skate Banana. It just, everything about it appealed to me, like how you can ride it in anything. It's super jibby, floaty, all the things. And then I was at Alpentau where I grew up riding, and it was just one of those days where everything clicked, and rode this board all winter long. This is what we filmed High Octane on. So we had some good days at Stellar, some good days at Baldface, and one of the funnest side hit runs of my life at Whistler on this board. So I like to keep this thing around. This is a Matt Cummins pool skater board. This thing's fucking sick. I actually traded a dude in Colorado 2 snowboards for this board. And I've got it waxed up to ride, but I'm scared to ride it because it's one of my favorite boards of all time, and I don't know, I just like, I should ride it, but I like don't want to break it or do something stupid on it. But yeah, I've always been drawn to Matt Cummins, his boards, everything. He's like a mad scientist board builder. These ones are also sick because they have the old like QP noses, which I guess are super hard to, or annoying to press, but they're so sick. And this is just one of my favorite graphics. Wall hanger, you call that. Oh, this thing. My skateboard. 25 years on this thing. I still can't kickflip, but hey, you know, we're trying. I skate an 8.5. I got Ace Trucks 44s. Spitfire, just OG 101 58s. And I don't mess with anything less than Bone Swiss because speed's your friend. And this is actually a super small skateboard. This summer, up on Vancouver Island, where I spend my summers, I was skating with McCrank a bit, which is insane to think about. Big fan of McCrank, but he told me two things, and one of them was to try harder and to skate a smaller skateboard. So I've been trying harder, and I got a smaller skateboard, and I must say, I can kind of do a frontside flip now, so we're stoked. Here we have another Matt Cummins board, but this is a very special one. Lib makes the MC blanks, so it's kind of you get a blank snowboard and you get to shape it yourself. But Matt and I have talked a lot over the years about random snowboard designs, concepts, things we like. And I was going to Japan and we were chatting. He's like, oh, I'll shape you a board for your trip to go ride powder. So it's kind of it's essentially a Wayfinder, but it has a round tail on it and a wider nose. And yeah, it was cool to go on a trip to Japan and have someone shape you a board for the trip. It's kind of cool, like how surfers get boards shaped for them all the time, but that doesn't really happen in snowboarding. So it was like this cool little thing, and it was a good board. It was fun. Rode the deeps very well. So as far as stance goes, I'm pretty much 0-15 at all times. I sometimes venture up to +3 when I'm just like strictly free riding or riding big lines. But yeah, I like 0-15. It's like a nice balance. Feels good on the knees. Here we have a new board that I literally just got today and I cannot wait to ride. It's a 166. It's a new Lib Lost collab, and it's the Retro Ripper. And I think this thing's gonna do just that. It's gonna freaking rip. It's got a big old swallowtail, so it's gonna be some rooster tails flying. Can't wait to ride this thing. Shout out Mayhem. He's been making some awesome, obviously he makes awesome surfboards, but it's cool to see the boards him and Lib are making. And I love that the line keeps growing. Brings a lot of flavor. I like it. All right, all this pow surfing has got me thinking about surfing, because I freaking love surfing. And snowboard season got cut off early, but I got to make use of that time with surfing, so that was cool. Here we have one of my dream boards. I've always wanted a custom-made fish that was the same height as I am, which is 5'2". And my good buddy Alex Lopez shaped this thing for me about 4 years ago. And honestly, it's such a sweet board for Washington and where I spend my summers in Ucluelet. Just like a lot of small, mushy surf in the summer months, and this thing makes that small surf super fun. And yeah, I love this thing. It's a great board. Here we have my Good Wave go-to shortboard, and this is a 5.5 Lost Sabotage, which I got from Biolis last year before a trip to the Mentawais. And yeah, it's been a really good go-to performance shortboard for me. Yeah, this thing basically just, you're riding this thing, it's game on. Just channeling Taj Burrow as I'm going over the falls, straight to the reef. It's a beauty. This is another board I got from Biolis when I went to the Mentawais last year as well. And it is a 5.0 R&F Retro. This is my Good Wave fun board. It loves point breaks, it loves wide open faces, it's fast, it's loose, it's everything I love about surfing. And it's small, just like me. Tried to get tubed on it, got smacked in the head super hard. It was sick. And here we have my favorite Lib Lost surfboard, and that is a 5.4 R&F. This thing's been through the ringer. I've had it for a long time, since they first made it, I guess a couple years ago. But this board rules. It loves anything and everything. It loves mushy waves. It likes head high waves. It likes steep, mellow waves. I also love the Lib construction because I literally throw this thing in the back of my truck after surfing, and you never have to worry about it. And it just stays solid, you know? Thing's a rig. Super rig. Yeah, this is a super rig. That's what you call this thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm a very mediocre surfer, but I love surfing. I love this surfboard. It's great. Yeah. We could probably pow surf this thing, honestly. That's what we should do this winter. Sweet. So, yeah, this is my Quiver. And if you're a nerd like I am and like snowboards and skateboards and surfboards, hopefully this video found some sort of use for you.